Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pamela Mpishi. My friends call me Pam. You can choose what you want to call me. This is the series we've been doing of the fruits of the Spirit in a marriage. We are making 9 videos on this topic because without the 9 fruit of the Spirit, the marriage is going to be such a difficult thing to navigate. And today we're doing faithfulness. I've done the other ones: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness. And if you really enjoy this video, I'm going to put a link up there. Please be sure to check them out because they're just as relevant as faithfulness. I specifically look at love because it's important that you know your spouse, your partner's love language. Look, I've taken down some notes, so I'm going to be looking down. Don't worry if I'm not looking at you in the camera because I don't want to miss out some very important notes. And I have faithfulness is a decision that you make, like forgiveness. Forgiveness is not a feeling, it's a decision that you make in your head to be faithful or to forgive somebody, and the feeling comes later. But there is a practical side to faithfulness too. There is a practical requirement that will revamp this fruit, faithfulness, in your marriage, and I'm going to give you two practical tips at the end of this video, so stick around. And if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, I am so eager and I really want to reach 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to my channel. Press the bell so that you are notified every time that I upload something. Without further ado, let us look at this fruit called faithfulness. First, let's know what the meaning of faithfulness is. Faithfulness implies long, continued, and steadfast fidelity to whatever is bound to by a pledge, duty, or obligation. It is a constant thing. It does not waver and it does not wear off. And there is no faithfulness that is higher that we can even compare to the faithfulness of God. We must emulate God's faithfulness. His only pledge and obligation to us is His love for us. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. God is committed to us. He is committed to bringing us home, to bringing us to heaven. We should also be committed to our marriage, to see it through until death do us part. A successful marriage. For marriage to be successful, it requires 2 people who are committed to work on that marriage, to work through the hardships of marriage, because every marriage, no matter how easy it looks or how wonderful and blissful it looks, is hard, because there are 2 individuals involved in this with different ideas about life, different views, sometimes different cultures, and they were brought up in different homes with different values. So some people are just good at making it look easy, but marriage is hard for everybody. I remember 6 years into the marriage, that was even before I became a Christian. I went to my husband and I said to him, look, honey, I want out of this marriage. I want a divorce. And he was taken aback. He looked at me, goes, why? And I said, well, I'm not feeling this marriage anymore. I don't have butterflies. I just want to be free again. And we already had our daughters that time. And my husband, who understands the meaning of commitment, I cannot even imagine now that I ever wanted to leave this man. God is so merciful. Said to me, you owe me, Pam. You owe me 10 hours just because of all these 6 years that we have spent together and all that I've invested in this marriage. Just do me one favor before you leave. I said, what is it? And he said, let us see a marriage counselor. After we've seen the marriage counselor, you can leave. I promise you I will give you the divorce, but I'm going to book 10 sessions and promise me that you will finish all the 10 sessions. And I gave him that promise. So we started the marriage counseling. And I remember somewhere along the counseling, one session, the marriage counselor gave us a pen and a paper. and she put us in separate corners, and she said, I'm going to give you 30 minutes each to think long and hard and write 10 characteristics, 10 reasons that made you decide to marry this person. 10 reasons that stood out about this person to you, that you decided to commit to this person. I thought, only 10? I quickly finished. I finished them in less than 5 minutes. I could have written 100 things about Chris, because Chris is just a wonderful man. I wrote he's generous, he's kind, he's loyal, he's a great provider, he's a great father, and I wrote all these amazing things about him. And she took the paper, and we talked a little bit more, and we left. The next session, she said, she gave us a paper and a pen again, and she put it at the same different corners, and she said, now write 10 things about this person, that the characteristics about them now. And I remember writing down almost exactly the same characteristics that he had 6 years ago that had attracted me to him. So what had changed? Because obviously my spouse had not changed. You see, the thing is, as human beings, we are prone to wandering off. We wander off spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Have you seen how you can be sitting in church, you're listening to a sermon or on internet, and all of a sudden you missed a few seconds of it because you just wandered off? I am prone to even wander off spiritually, and by God's mercy, he does every so often have to gently reel me in. Your spouse has not changed. Yeah, your spouse has not changed. As human beings, we can get bored. So I'm going to give you some tips, 2 practical tips about how to revamp and energize faithfulness in a relationship. Number 1, don't let the mundane settle into your relationship. The same thing day in, day out, week in, week out, year in, year out, until you are no longer lovers. You start looking at each other like sister and brothers. You are not sister and brothers, you are lovers. Chances are that your spouse has already brothers and sisters, enough brothers and sisters, yeah? You don't settle into a routine where there is no excitement in your relationship. Everybody, no matter how settled they seem, we all like novelty in life. Don't stop dating each other. Don't stop being each other's lover. You were lovers to start with. Even when you are 50, when you are out of shape, out of energy, you remain lovers to each other. Number 2, don't ever overlook your looks. Don't overlook your looks. And this is not being superficial. It's not being vain. Looks are important. You see, I'm a personal trainer by profession. And I noticed that a lot of times when people came to me, it was either hunting season, they were looking for someone to marry, they wanted to find somebody, they wanted to catch somebody, they wanted to attract somebody, so they thought, let me go to a personal trainer and I lose some weight and I get a new wardrobe and I'll find somebody. Or they had just divorced, they were in the middle of a divorce and they wanted to find somebody new. So why do you have to look for to catch somebody? Why can't you stay looking great for that person that you already caught? It's important that you stay attractive to the person that you're married to. Now, if you're 50 years old, you can't have the body and look like you're 20 years old. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about killing yourself with plastic surgery and being in the gym 24/7. I'm talking about looking refreshed, taking care of yourself. If you're a husband, pot bellies are not in. They will never be in. Take care of your diet. And it's anyway unhealthy. Take care of your diet. If you're a woman, you're way past having children. You've been looking pregnant for the last 10 years and your child is already 10 years old, your last child. Take care of these aspects of your life. Energize, excite your marriage. Take good care of yourself physically. Faithfulness has got also a practical side to it. Don't take your spouse or anyone for granted and just assume that they will always fancy you the way you are. Your spouse is not God. It's God who says, come as you are. Your spouse is not God. Your spouse is your lover. Stay faithful to exciting them also, Marriage is for the long haul. Marriage is for the long haul. I just want to remind you that there's some things that are required in a marriage, and that is planting seeds. A marriage is for planting seeds. That long haul is not only until death do us part. That long haul extends even to your children and your children's children. Marriage is about planting seeds. And when you plant a seed, tell me, do you run out the next day expecting to see a big tree outside with guavas and apples and bananas the next day immediately? No, it takes time before the fruit comes out. And let me tell you something. Some of the fruits that you plant, some of the seeds that you plant in a marriage, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're never even going to taste them. Your children are going to eat that fruit. Your children's grandchildren and your children's children's grandchildren will come and eat the fruit of the seeds that you have planted in that marriage. Stay faithful. The longer you stay in the marriage, the longer the marriage, the riper the fruit, the sweeter the fruit, the better the fruit. There is nothing more marvelous than faithfulness. Emulate the faithfulness of God. Don't have wandering eyes thinking something newer is going to bring more value to your life. That same person you're with has got everything that you need. You don't have to wait until they bring the excitement. Bring the excitement into the marriage yourself. Start going on dates. Start traveling together. Laugh. Make sure that your spouse, the person that you're married to, is the one whose company you enjoy the most. The reason you married in the first place is because you enjoyed each other's company so much. You are fascinated by this person. So make sure that you enjoy each other's company. You have to bond with that person that you live with. You have to spend the rest of your life with. So the only way two people can bond is by spending time together, whether being it in a marriage, being it in a child parent relationship, platonic friendship. For any two people to have a bond, they need to spend time together. So make time for each other. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please share this video. I love you. God bless you. Till next time.